Hi, everybody. I'm not looking my absolute best because through damn near every fault of my own, I decided to stay up late trolling my troll. Okay, so this is very, very hard for me to grasp. Okay, so this fucking thing that is going on right now, it all started with a post online um in which I talked about ChatGPT, and I talked about, maybe if maybe if we were kinder to one another, if we listened to one another more, then maybe we wouldn't need AI. Like maybe if we actually liked each other, we wouldn't need it. But then came the impersonation of me because the family upstairs was stalking my social media as normal. And because I wasn't paying attention to them, and because I didn't give a fuck about them, here come the stupid impressions. Here come the, oh, everybody else is an idiot. Everybody. No, they just sound fucking stupid. You need to hear them try to do impressions of me. Sounds really fucking stupid. But anyway, here come the stupid impressions of me, right? And I wrote something on my status saying, look, I understand that. Well, no, this is exactly what I said. I said, in order to perform malicious impressions effectively, you have to make the other person look stupid and not yourself. So that kicked off this whole merry-go-round of mess. Now, there was this beautiful, beautiful African American woman, and to me she looks Sudanese, stunning woman, right? And yeah, her name was I Am Sudani. That's her name on Instagram and Facebook. Gorgeous woman, beautiful. And she was looking flawless as usual. And she was doing a naturally curly hair meme. I'm so happy to have naturally curly hair. That type of meme, right? Just looking like a fucking goddess, right? And then there was this person who said that she seemed to get a lot of resentment or a lot of like stupid behavior because of the hair that naturally grows out of her head. And she said, is it jealousy or what? And I was like, yeah, trust me, it's jealousy. Next thing comes Adam Smith, who I now know was upstairs trolling again and using the race card to do it, basically turning around and saying, oh, you think white women are jealous of you? You're jealous of this hideous mess. Like just the most limited vocabulary, the stupidest, most flavorless, bland, nonsensical, stupid, immature, unimaginative, lazy fucking insults that these people could come up with. Now I've already told you how this family likes to make fun of African American vernacular English, right? Because some of us Black Brits use it. It's true. I use it, like the whole world uses it. African American vernacular English. Good chunk of us use it. This family have made fun of it before. When it comes to Black people, that's what the fuck they do because they're fucking idiots. Now, here comes, oh, they jealous of us and shit. Like, just sounding fucking dumb. How the fuck do you make fun of African American vernacular English when you can barely speak your own fucking English language? That's what this person was doing. Just sounded like a fucking idiotic bastard. And I went back and forth with this person for quite some time. And what I noticed is that as I was going back and forth with this user, I noticed movement going on upstairs at around the same time that my replies are uploaded to this troll, right? And that's when it hit me. Adam Smith, the troll that I was responding to, was upstairs. Was at least one of the people upstairs. It could have been the kids, like I said on the social media, but truth be told, I can't tell who's the adult and who's the child. And it's not because the adults aren't haggard as fuck, they are, but it's just the mentality and the language used. I can't tell who's the adult and who's the child. So it occurred to me that that was coming from upstairs. Now, I clocked their tea, and instead of saying anything relevant or anything interesting or anything that I might be impressed by, they relied on the standard, oh, you have mental illness. Oh, you're a victim. Just using the word victim over and over and over again. Check my Facebook. It's honestly quite tragic, right? Just using the same fucking stupid bullshit over and over. So I said to Adam Smith, look, you want to continue on this argument? You can come onto my page. Let's get off this woman's page. Okay. This is after I've tried to tell these fucking idiots upstairs multiple times, just go the fuck to sleep. Okay. This is not what you want. Just go the fuck to sleep. They refused to do it. So I thought, okay, like, come to my page and we'll discuss everything there. Okay. Now, this is where I started writing statuses outlining everything that was going on between me and this Adam Smith user, right? Which was upstairs. And I started talking about the fact that, yeah, I'm aware that it potentially could be kids that are contributing to this trolling. But I said, if they want to get involved in adult gang stalking, in adult trafficking, in adult psychological warfare, in adult fucking, slow kill torture, if they want to participate in these adult things, they can get a grown reaction with no fucking mercy. Yeah. And I was true to my word. I said, look, and this was before I brought the discussion over to my page. Now, on the Woman I Am Sudanese post, right, this Adam Smith troll had basically been repeatedly telling me to kill myself. Basically telling me to repeat it. I'm sorry. Repeatedly telling me to kill. I need to compose myself. Sorry. Repeat. I'm sorry. They were telling me to repeatedly. They're repeatedly telling me to kill myself for the high crime of saying that maybe calling me hideously ugly might be bullshit. That like, they wanted me to kill myself over like defending my hair and defending my position and just being completely unmoved by their insults. So they wanted me to kill myself because and this was after they said that I was mentally ill and needed help. Oh, get some help or like end your life. Multiple times. And remember, even though these are children, once it gets to a level where you're telling people to kill themselves, all bets are off. All bets are off. I don't care what age you are. I will come for your whole existence. So what I decided to do was I decided to reiterate the point on my YouTube. Now, what I'm about to say, I've said before. But because the family upstairs know that I mean it, it is triggering as fuck to them. So this is exactly what I said to Adam Smith. Listen, I don't wish death on you. I don't wish death on you. And it's not because you're I'm a better person than you. That's not what this is about. What this is about, right, is that if you died tomorrow, if you died right now, there'd just be 10 more dumbasses to take your place. You're not interesting. The most interesting thing about you, given this entire conversation, the most interesting thing about you is your obsession with me. And even then, that's just standard racist obsession. You, on the one hand, trying to act like black people are racist whilst at the same time using African American vernacular English. Wrong. wrongfully, on top of the language you speak wrongfully, right? So it's, you're not even interesting. Like, your insults are not interesting. You're not interesting. The most interesting thing about you is that you're obsessed with me. And even then, that stems from a racial obsession that a lot of ignorant, dumbass, fucking reactionary people have anyway. So you're not interesting enough. You're too worthless to die. You're not interesting enough. Why do you, yeah. So that's what I said. That's what I said to Adam Smith. That's what I said to Adam Smith, who these people were cosplaying as. I said, you're too fucking worthless to die. I would never wish death upon you. And the reason why I wouldn't wish death on you is because, not because you deserve to live, because you're too reprehensible to live. You're too reprehensible for that shit. You're too evil for that shit. But you're not interesting enough to die. And this is the thing about it, right? I meant every word that I fucking said. But if you really look at gang stalking carefully, this is how it's set up. The people that hired the gang stalkers, they want these people to die more than I do. They want these people to die more than I do. And that's the truth. Because gang stalking in general was aimed towards culling populations. So even though I said what I said, and it was hurtful and it was brutal, the truth of the matter is that the gang stalkers that hired the ones that are above me and hire the ones in close proximity to me, they care even less about those people's lives than I do. And again, we've seen this time and time again with this crime. We've seen this time and time again with gang stalking. They care way less about the Perps' lives than even us TIs. So whilst what I said was brutal and definitely a fucking insult, it's also true. It's also true the gang stalkers don't give one fuck about these people's safety. They care even less than I do. At least with me, I was actually trying to get away from this family so that this family can say the N-word in peace if they want. But the gang stalkers, they want me to stay. They want them to stay. They want a fucking battle to the death, clearly, because they're not willing to let either of us go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say, like, they do not give one fuck about the gang stalkers. So that's why I said to them, look, you're too worthless to fucking die. I would never say to kill yourself. Like, your death ain't even worth it. And then came the repetitive, the world would be better off without you. Maybe I would have believed that 20 years ago, but now at this age, I know that's not even remotely true. Like, again, not even remotely true. Just on my social media alone, not true at all. Like, bold-faced lie. Bald-faced lie. Either way, fucking lie. Lie, projection, limited vocabulary, stupid, same old insults. Yeah. This was after these people told me to kill myself and that the world would be better off. So I said, look, if again, I can't tell who's the kids or who's the adults, but if it's the kids, same principle, no mercy. Because it's fair game the second that you tell me to kill myself, knowing good and goddamn well you're already part of a program to slow kill torture me. All bets are off. I'm not going to show an ounce of mercy, especially considering there are people who have already killed themselves at the behest of some cunts online. You think I'm going to let that slide? I don't give a fuck what you lot say. Yeah? I don't give a fuck what you say. Fuck all of you. I don't give a fuck. From the time you're telling me to go kill myself and then you want to freak out because you got caught out in the lie? No, fuck you. If you died, like, it wouldn't even be the world wouldn't even be a better place, better or worse place if you left. It'd just be the fucking same. And you want to turn around to me and say if I died, the world would be a better place. We all know damn well that's not fucking true. The world isn't even a better place from abusing me. What the fuck makes you think the world would be a better place of me dead? Get fucking real, please. Not only do you want to try to incite suicide, you want to sit there and lie too. I don't care if you're children. I don't care. I don't care who's the adult and who's the child. Not only are you going to tell somebody to kill themselves over what saying that I'm not ugly, what? And then on top of that, you're saying the world would be better off without me when you know damn well that's not fucking true. Shut up. Coming for blood. I don't care. And I will do it the same way I've always been doing it, with the truth. So yeah, that's when shit really started. So it was after that first post that I posted with Adam Smith and them talking about me killing myself, or the fact that they think I should kill myself. I mentioned that I believed it could be the children. There was a second post that I made after that. There was a second post I made after that. I can't remember exactly what I said on the second post. And then there was a third post that said hypersanity is a bitch, because it really is. Because I'm the type of person, this is the thing that kind of makes me laugh about gang stalkers. Gang stalkers think that getting me angry is going to cause me to lose my clarity. But actually, I'm the type of person who needs to lose her fucking temper in order to see things from a clearer gaze. In order for the smoke to clear, I got to shoot off a cannon. Do you understand what I mean? I'm the type of person who needs to be angry, for the fucking clarity. And the only reason I hold back is because in my mind, I'm thinking of the short-term satisfaction that the gang stalkers get from my anger without thinking about the long-term consequences of when they piss me off. I'm not thinking about that. That's why I'm always holding back. Because I'm over here thinking, well, if I get angry and I show emotion, then they're going to feel happy about it. But they're addicted to that shit. That happiness never lasts. They're always going to be courting attention, trying to feel like they're respected because I got angry with what they were doing. They're always going to feel addicted to that anger. And yet, when I do show my anger, I give them all the anger they want. And that's when things go left for them. That's when they start regretting it. Just give them what the fuck they want and have done. That's why I always say, just give them what they want. You want the power, you want the anger, take it all. You know that scene from the Hulk, right? That scene from the from the Hulk with Eric Bana and Nick Nolte. Like Nick Nolte becomes, I don't know what he is. I don't know what he is. Like what, an electrical blob? I don't know. But he wants Bruce Banner's power, right? He wants Bruce Banner's rage, right? As the Hulk, so he can feed off the Hulk's energy. And, you know, like at first, this is how the gang stalkers are when I get angry. At first, you know, the electrical blob is like, yes, give me more power, more power. And then Bruce gives him all the power, all the anger, and the electrical blob destroys itself. And Bruce survives. That's literally what it's like when you as a borderline personality person gives somebody with narcissism or narcissistic traits what they want. You give it all to them. You give it all to them. Give it all to them. And at first they'll be like, yes, this is what I want. But then they can't control it. Then it's a stream that they can't stop. They want to pause. They want to break. They don't get one because they wanted this, right? And that's what I always forget. Every single time I stay calm and I don't get angry and I don't give these gang stalkers what they want, I forget that giving them what they want, it brings me clarity and it overloads them to the point where they self-destruct every time. And I always forget. So yeah, they wanted me angry. That was the whole point of this exercise. They wanted me angry. And I lost track of what I was about to say. I think I was on the hypersanity post, yeah. So after I let my anger loose, going back and forth with the troll, back and forth with the Adam Smith troll, I said hypersanity is a bitch because it makes you realize, where compassion could have and should have been used. And I admitted that my behavior towards these kids upstairs was brutal. I'm not sorry for it because of the circumstances, but I understand that when you're a child, like, misbehavior is part of the way a child learns. Do you understand what I mean? And misbehavior doesn't usually come from disobeying the parent. It comes from following their example. Like, these kids might know what they're doing, but they don't know why they're doing it. Like, the emotional capacity of why they do what they do is something that they're slowly learning because they're children, and that's how it's supposed to be. Do you understand what I mean? You're supposed to learn slowly. You're supposed to learn these things slowly. But, they're in a situation where, that they've been thrown into literal genocide. They've been thrown into being literal terrorists for hire. That's the situation they've been thrown into by people that were supposed to protect and care for them. Like, how the fuck would you react if you're a child? Like, how the fuck would you react in that moment? And the person that you're targeting could be potentially violent. Bro, come on. Come on. Come on. How would you feel in a moment being a kid? So whilst I don't feel sorry for them at all, like, I'm the type of person, like, after the smoke clears, that's when I get clear. But I need the smoke first. That's the type of woman that I am. I might always be this way. I need to let off steam before things can settle down, before I can actually gain clarity, because it's a hypersanity thing. You need to let that frustration out. And it's only then when you're like, okay, I understand this now. So that's what the third post was about. But then Adam Smith came back. It was a bunch of bullshit back and forth again, until one thing stopped the back and forth, right? And what stopped the back and forth between me and Adam Smith at 13:47 in the afternoon was Adam Smith asking me, how much is it going to cost to send you back to Africa? And I fucking told them. And not only did I told them the price of the one-way ticket. I said, it will cost you $1,500. Money, pay up. Don't hear from them since. But what does happen is that there are racist people who go over to my YouTube on the Sharon Stop video. So the gang stalkers basically piled on the racism, thinking that was going to unsettle me, thinking that I wasn't going to make quick work of them. I make quick work of them and move on. So all of that is the cyber harassment and the cyber stalking. Now, there was something significant that happened, like, in the middle of this online interaction, and that's going to be the main thing that I'm going to talk about, on top of something else that I've discovered. So you guys saw that video on the Marsha the Great channel of basically the Logan family threw me a bone. They basically went online. Well, I went online with this footage, but I got camera footage of them screaming and shouting in the hallway. You can hear, if you turn up the volume, that one of the first things that they say is, I want her to rant on YouTube. That's the first thing you can hear. And then they start banging around in the hallway and they say, hello! Yes, we're screaming! Hope you're angry! And then on top of that, after they start screaming, they say, yes, this is it. They say, oh, we're too reprehensible to live and too worthless to die, you fat fucking slag. Something like that, right? So, that's what happened. In 27 seconds, they confessed to stalking me on my social media. They confessed to incitement to violence. They confessed, they confessed incitement to violence because they wanted me angry enough to rant. So they want, it was incitement. It's incitement. So they confessed to incitement. They confessed to stalking my social media. And they didn't just confess one time with the YouTube comment. They confessed twice with the whole, too worthless to die and too reprehensible to live thing. Because that interaction with Adam Smith wasn't the only time that I'd said that. I'd also said it on my YouTube, which the Logan family referenced. They referenced my YouTube, which is where that line originally come from. They always watch my YouTube and my Facebook, but mostly my YouTube, which is why they go and downvote it. I don't know who in the Logan family is downvoting it, but like they go to each of my videos and downvote it. There's always at least one downvote, and it's not just on my Marsha the Great channel. It's also on my Empress Justice channels as well. So it's on the Marsha the Great channels that I have and the Empress Justice channels. There's always at least one downvote. It's coming from upstairs. So in 27 seconds, because these people knew that I was going to stand on my square, knew that I wasn't going to back down, stood 10 toes down in my admittedly abusive, mean and petty behavior, this family, in a bid to try to insult me and rattle me when I was just waking up out of my sleep, dry snitched on themselves. Dry snitched on themselves. And they've been dry snitching practically the whole fucking day. Now, when it comes to me sitting in my flat, that's when they've been quiet. Where they've been talking shit is when I go to and from the shops, like Co-op is just across the road. Where they start talking shit is when I go to and forth across the road. To and fro across the road to the Co-op, right? And by the way, I got video footage of that fucking shit too, right? I've got video footage of that shit too. So, and ever since I knew about the candles, upstairs have been talking shit about hexing my tarot readings again. And I want to talk to you guys about that actually. So, yeah, they dry snitched on themselves. It's all over YouTube. It's all over my social media under Marsha the Great. Dry snitching. Straight up. This is wonky. Oop. Yeah, these people were dry snitching on themselves like crazy. Just so that they could try to get some semblance of respect for me that they didn't earn. That they think they can get through violence. Okay? So yeah, dry snitched on themselves completely. But then there was something else, right? I go outside, right, and I see like a package like at my door. I see a package at my door for like somebody in the family. And I know who as well. I see a package for somebody in the family. And I see it outside my doorstep. I get pissed off, kick the parcel to the door. And I'm thinking, the way the package felt on my feet, I immediately recognized it. It was a cardboard box and there appeared to be candles in it. And I also recognized the packaging, right? So I believe happened was that what I believed happened, right? I don't know if I should say this person's name. What happened is that Emma Logan bought spell candles specifically for a ritual. Now, knowing her, she's going to get someone else to perform a ritual if that indeed is what's going on. It could just be doing it to scare me. But then they probably perform a ritual to scare me or some fucking shit anyway. So what I believe is that they want to perform a ritual on me. But I feel like they're going to get someone else to do it. That's what I feel like is going to happen. And I also recognize that there's a particular brand of candles that are used. Now, this brand of candle, I have not mentioned on my social media at all. Or you can go through all my videos. Right? You know, there are pictures of candles in some of my social media, but I don't mention the brand. And I haven't mentioned the brand for a reason. Okay? Now, this is where I kind of got a bit lazy and I got a bit complacent. Usually what I liked to do, which there isn't any point in doing now, was to take the label off the box so that when Emma and her family broke into my house, they wouldn't know what the brand of candles were, right? And I did that because I know that they're the type of people who will mess around with shit that they shouldn't be messing around with. And either those children will get hurt because of it, or like children nearby will get hurt because of it. Because when you start borrowing magic from egregores, there's a price to be paid, especially if you're doing work that is nefarious and baneful. There is a price to be paid. So even though truthfully I was protecting myself, what happens as a targeted individual and as a marginalized person? The second you start protecting yourself and putting yourself first, you're immediately protecting other people. Immediately. So I used to take off the label from the candles so that, you know, when gang stalkers broke into my house, they didn't know what candle brand that I actually used, right? But this time I got lazy. I went out to view the property. It's somewhere in Brighton. I went to view another property because I wanted to move out of this place. And it was that day, I believe, when my belongings were searched through in order to ascertain exactly what brand of candles I was using. Now, because I didn't take the label off, now this family knows what brand I was using, knows what brand of candles that I use, right? Now, I have never mentioned this brand of candles on my social media ever. Go through Empress Justice, go through Empress Justice and the Marsha the Great channels. Not once do I mention the brand. Not once. There's only one way that you would ever know, well, two ways that you would ever know what brand of candles I use. You'd either have to be going through my social media with a fine-tooth comb, which I know for a fact this fucking family are too lazy to do. And most of my gang stalkers are too lazy to do. So that's one way. The second way is you're breaking into my house and rifling through my belongings. Again, something you have been known to do. Hell, you've been known to steal electric and shower gel from my fucking flat. So why wouldn't you look through my belongings? The little boy looked through my laptop, trying to see what I found out that, that I could beat the gang stalkers with. That's the type of shit these people fucking do. That's the type of shit these people fucking do. So now that the gang stalkers know, I'm going to share with my beautiful fellow TIs, if you're like me and you're interested in the occult, I'm going to show you the brand of candle that I use. This is going to be the first time I ever mention it. Be right back. Phoenix spell candles. Okay. These are the ones that I've been using. They're hand-rolled beeswax candles. Oh, tum-tums out. A little bit of cleavage there. It's okay. So beeswax candles. These are beeswax candles that I use. And this is the first time on my social media that I've ever mentioned it. And I want to point out that Emma Logan got these candles either yesterday or earlier on today. This is going to be the first time that I've ever mentioned these candles. And note that Emma Logan got these candles before I mentioned them. But for my fellow TIs, if you're interested in getting these candles, these are really good, because this is the thing. We get attacked in our lungs a lot, right? With these electronic weapons. We get attacked in our lungs. And I believe that beeswax create like a negative ionized function, like, when it comes to our breathing, which makes it a lot less toxic than paraffin candles. Okay. I think it's negative ions. I think there's negative ions in the beeswax, which actually aids your breathing. It doesn't kind of detract from it. So that's basically that, right? Negative ions from those beeswax candles. That's Phoenix Candle Company. These are the ones that I use. I don't normally talk about what I do with my occult rituals, but those are my candles. Those are the ones that I use. And again, Logan got the candles before I mentioned this. So you can only wonder or imagine, how else could she possibly have known what brand I use if she hadn't combed my social media with a fine-tooth comb or broken into my fucking house? And again, it's likely to be the latter, because this family are too fucking lazy to do that type of research. But I'm going to be damned if they're going to be the only ones that are going to have access to this. All TRs are going to have access to it. You're going to have access to the same information. Help your lungs. Burn beeswax candles. Do not burn paraffin. They will worsen an already bad situation when it comes to your lungs or when it comes to your respiratory health. Okay? So these are the candles that I get. So my thing is this. This family have become so desperate that now they're looking down the magical route. My God. They want to go down the magical route of trying to curse every semblance of happiness that I have, or try to make me angry. Basically, what it all boils down to is that they want to make me respect them. They want respect from me that they do not deserve. They want to call me all kinds of N-words and not get their asses beat. They want to call me all kinds of all kinds of names and not get their asses beat. That's exactly what they want. And not only do they want that, they want me to be scared of them. They want me to feel hopeless in my situation. Because if we're being blunt here and if we're speaking truth, that's the only way that they ever feel any kind of self-respect. By trying to force respect from somebody they don't know, from a can of paint. Like trying to force respect they don't deserve out of that person. That's ultimately what these spells are for. That's ultimately what they want to do these rituals for. But this is the thing. The worse you are as a person and the more selfish you are as a person, the closer you are to having to pay a price. Like I said, hatred is the Pied Piper. Hatred demands a heavy ass price, especially with Magick. Look at the fucking far right. Look at the conservatives. Look at how willing they are to sacrifice their own for a leg up. This shit is no joke. This shit is no joke. And they sacrifice better people than themselves all the time. All the time. Because that's what sorcerers with no fucking soul do. Blood contracts. Soul contracts. So in order to get a rise out of me and have it work successfully for gang stalking, guess what they have to do? It's not just about sacrificing somebody good. It's sacrificing somebody good that you actually love. Or sacrificing something good that you actually love. That's what it will take. That's what it will take for the gang stalkers to win. And gang stalkers have been doing that. So, this is why I'm worried. This is exactly what I wanted to avoid. This is exactly what I wanted to avoid. I don't play with shit like this. I love Magick with my heart and soul. I have fun with it. I love it. I really do. But I don't fucking play with it. And I don't do that for a reason. I don't do that for a reason. So if okay, good luck to you. Good luck to your Logan family. If this is the route that you want to go down and the route you want to take somebody else down as usual, again, there are consequences. I do wish you luck. And I really do, because consequences are not good. They're not good at all. And all that because you want to see me behave in a way that would actually help me. That's the crazy part. I've gotten angry so many times in so many different ways, and all that's ever happened is that I've had an advantage. A bigger advantage than I would have done if I'd have just swallowed my rage and kept quiet. But you want me to let it out. You want me to let it out and have even more power than I already do. Okay, fine. You want to try to take away all the coping mechanisms I have without thinking about what that would mean for you. I was like, I I up to you, mate. Up to you. It is what it is. It is what it is. So anyway, should I go? Yeah, I think I should go now. Yeah, this basically sums it up. So good luck. Good fucking luck. My fellow TIs, I'm sorry about that flash earlier. Actually, give it another whirl just to see. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on. Those look like lips. Look. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that tum-tum. But yeah. Anyway, peace and blessings, my fellow TIs. I hope you enjoyed the belly as much as I did. And we will talk another time. So yeah, I'm going to get on with the rest of my day. Marsha the Great out. Bye.